Hello again, everyone. In this technical analysis of the stock market video, we're going to take a look at the S&P 500 and a couple of the key indicators I look at on a regular basis. We're going to see what the SPX has done here over the last week or so and where we think it's going and what's happening with these indicators. What are they telling us? Now, some of them are getting mixed signals, but we'll see what happens. Friday, the S&P 500. Oh, by the way, I call the video Deja Vu, because we've seen this kind of picture in terms of extreme bullish sentiment coming out of the options pits and other places 2 years ago. Okay, so this is something we've seen before. Like what's that famous quote or whatever? I can't remember the baseball guy. Yogi Bear, I guess he said, it's deja vu all over again. A little bit redundant. All right, so down 9.35 on the S&P 500 on Friday, and for the week, if we take a look at it on the weekly, it was up 30.50. Now the Dow has got the same kind of picture, the Nasdaq's got the same kind of picture in here. The only thing is doing something different is the Russell 2000, and it's not participating at all here over the last couple of weeks. All right, so here's the picture. We continue to ride above that 10-day moving average. Moving averages are all aligned to the upside. We're getting divergence here on RSI, some divergence coming in on DI+. When I look at the Elliott wave picture, what I'm looking at is the pattern that fits best to me is an ending diagonal pattern. Well, actually, it's an expanded ending diagonal pattern because we've invalidated a contracting ending diagonal. So in an expanding, I need for this to keep pushing a little bit higher and get that S&P up and hit 33.36, slightly exceed 33.36, and that's fine. I'm not talking about on a close. I'm talking intraday high. What was the intraday high on Friday? 32.83. Let's round it. 32.83. We're only talking 53 points away. That could easily happen. One of the scenarios could easily happen at the beginning of this week. And one of the scenarios I thought about is we go up and kind of make that target. We hit that threshold the beginning part of the week into Wednesday. They signed the phase one China deal on Wednesday, and then market sells off. So I don't know. It's just one thing I thought about in terms of a potential pattern in here. We don't see the price breaking down just yet. I'm still expecting us to keep pushing. I still think that we're in when I look at trying to analyze this C wave in here, I think that we are in a fifth wave, and within that fifth wave, I think we're pushing within the fifth wave within the fifth wave. So you always keep breaking it down to a wave structure of one lower degree in here, and we're into sub-minuet level based on the way I've got this labeled. Minuet, minute, minor wave, okay? So we're talking about minor waves within a larger intermediate wave, the fifth intermediate wave, and I think it's the fifth and final wave structure coming up off of March 2009. All right, so that's the picture there on the S&P. So what's the put to call ratio telling us? Let me pull that up. We are getting very extreme bullishness coming out of the options pits. This is put to call equity, put to call volumes, equity only, put to call out of the CBOE, okay? So what is this saying? This is the actual daily reading. This is a 10-day moving average. 53 puts for every 100 calls on Friday. 10-day moving average is at 0.53. We had a reading back here on December 26th of 0.51. That is the lowest reading in 4.5 years, okay? And so we're getting some, this has been going on. It kind of started at the beginning of November, and all of the month of November, we took a little bit of a break here in the first week of December, and then we resumed with the bullishness, and now it's just gotten more and more extreme as we've gone into January. Well, when I talked about deja vu, well, we've already seen this. Let me go back to 2017 and the end of 2017. Here's November 2017 into all of December into January, and then the market peaked on January 26th. Okay, so we've got even more extreme type of readings and levels going on right now than we had even back then, but the intensity and the degree of it in terms of the length of it is very similar. So, that's just the background that's going on. And, can it carry on? I mean, look how it's carried on for weeks now. So yes, that's why you have to wait and let price tell you it's starting to break down. And I think we're getting close. We'll see what happens this coming week. Now, the other thing we can look at here is the VIX. Let me get to this view. Okay, so here's what happened on Friday on the VIX. It actually was up 0.02 a little bit in here, but it's down here in this zone. This is a zone what I did was I put a band around the high and low of a previous week down in here, and it actually was kind of interesting because it really captured a lot of where the lows were bottoming out before they took off. Now, the interesting thing that I'm noticing here is, we're doing some fluctuations. We get some volatility, we kick back down. We get some volatility, kick back down. So if we go back over to 2017, back over here to December of 2017, 2017 had really, really extremely low volatility. Okay, well below this band. You can see what was going on in 2017. Then we started to come up, and you see, it's interesting how the moving average crossed in here. I keep a moving average on this reading just because it's helpful. And it crossed to the upside when? Right in mid-January. January 13th into January 16th. And then we started to get elevated. Now, it's interesting that we're already having doses of elevation that's greater than what was seen back then in early January of 2018. But we don't really have a solid moving average cross. We started to get it here in December, and then it didn't get any follow through. So now I'm watching for that to pick up this week. Do we start to pick up, say midweek and mid-January, and then make a run at this trend line? And this is going to be the first threshold I'm looking at. And then this longer term, we break that longer term, I think we're really going to get an explosion. And of course, here's the 20 level where everybody starts to get really excited when it gets above 20. But right now, this is the picture. That's what we're looking for. We'll see what happens this coming week. Okay, that's it for this weekend. We got quite several key economic indicators coming out this week. China's also got some things coming out Thursday night, our time, Thursday night Central Time anyway, 9 o'clock Central Time. We'll see what happens there. All right, everyone, if you like the video, give it the thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, subscribe to the channel. If you'd like more of this kind of information that I provide to my insider members on a daily basis, head over to joehenches.net and check it out. Everyone, have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to go watch some football.